What's going on, my fellow miners? Welcome back. Today is an odd one because I'm recording in the daytime. So, I have a window there and it's overexposing my face. But before we begin today's topic, which you guys probably saw on the title and the thumbnail, make sure you guys are hitting the thumbs up, subscribe if you guys are new. There's a lot of you guys who are not yet subscribed to the channel. Hopefully, you guys can subscribe today. And thank you so much for continuing to support the channel. Let's go ahead and get started with the topic of the video: keeping your graphics cards alive. Okay, this is basically a PSA video for you guys. I just want to make sure or give you guys a friendly reminder to keep your graphics cards alive. Do regular maintenance on them, especially if you're mining on them. Well, I do say that mining on graphics cards, if done properly, isn't any more strenuous on the cards than regular gaming on the cards. And the reason why I say, if done properly, because you limit the power on it, you're doing proper overclocking, proper settings on your graphics cards, and keeping them relatively cool. You have fans running on them besides the fans that are built in. uh, it doesn't do more than gaming does on a regular basis. Now, people bring it up all the time. Oh, doesn't mining kill the cards faster? No, not at all. Especially, particularly if you're not running them 100% for everything and letting the temps go way up there to like 80, 90 degrees. So the reason why this came up is because last night I took apart my 1066 gig, because it's been like, I've had the card for like 5 years, and I haven't changed the thermals on it. I haven't changed the pads or the thermal paste on it. So I was like, since I'm building this other computer, or rebuilding my old computer because I just built my new one, I might as well take apart the graphics card and reapply the thermals onto it. So I did that. I took it apart, and the thermal paste was like crispy, right? Because it's been 5 years. So I was like, okay, this is fine. So go ahead, and I repasted it. I redid the thermals. I cleaned it up, got rid of any dust residue that was in there, and I put it back together. And after I put it back together, the temps dropped 10 degrees. I'm not even kidding you. And then after I was done, I was like, I should have recorded all this. And it would have been a video. But then now it's too late. So that's why we're doing this. So now I just have to tell you what happened instead of actually show you, it sucks. I'd rather show you guys, but next time. I guess the next card I would take apart would probably be my 2070. But anyways, it's important to do so, because like I said, on my card, on that 1060, not only did it drop 10 degrees, but I don't need to run the fan speed at 100% anymore. And that's important to keep in mind. So now the card is running at 56C at power limit of 70% and a fan speed of 70%. So, I mean, it's a huge improvement. Before the power limit was at 70% and the fan speed was at 100%, and it was still getting to like 65 to 67C. So that's why it's important. You want the longevity of these cards. You want them to perform the best that they can in whatever you're doing, whether it's mining, whether it's gaming. Not like, it doesn't matter. You want these cards to last. You want them to do the job that they're supposed to do, whatever it is that you're using them for, right? Because the last thing you want is for your mining cards to burn up. Because let's be honest here, these cards are not cheap. Graphics card prices are through the roof currently, and they're not coming down anytime soon. I don't care what other YouTubers might say or whatever, and I have a video that's releasing on just that. But the prices on graphics cards are ridiculous. So would you rather have to replace a graphics card, or would you just spend a couple bucks buying some thermal paste and thermal pads and redoing the thermals on the card? I think the smarter decision is to reapply the thermals on the card. Now, I've also said many times that I'd rather run the fans 100% than burn up a card, and then if the fan fails, I can replace the fans. That's not a big deal to replace the fans. But I mean, if you can prevent that, and again, for a couple dollars, do it. I mean, that's the thing about like all these farms in like China and stuff like that. They run the cards max 100% all the time, and that's why, that's why people say don't buy cards from China or nothing like that. Here's the thing though, if you are buying cards from China, reapply thermals. It's a practice that you need to get into as like a habit, right? So you buy a used card, redo the thermals on it. I don't care if they said they redid the thermals on the card, nothing like that. I don't care. Take the card apart, unless it has warranty still. If you bought a card still under warranty, factory warranty, then maybe not. Just because then they void your warranty. But if you don't care about that, then take it apart, reapply the thermals. It's not difficult at all. It's a few screws. It comes off easily, and that's it. You're good to go. Personally, I really want to take apart my 3060 because it gets hot. It really does. So yeah, my 3060 runs hot, and when I see that, I don't think it's so much so that it's bad thermal paste and thermal pads on it because it's a relatively new card. It's always ran relatively hotter than say like my even my 1060 now does. But it runs hotter than the 2070, it runs hotter than the 1080, than the 1060. So yes, it's a smaller card with a smaller cooler on it, but I think that maybe if I put better thermal paste on there, or maybe they didn't put enough thermal paste, because I know that the 3090s had some issues with thermals on it. So I don't know. And plus the longevity of the card, like there's no reason for me to have this running at 100% all the time, right? Like the fan speed. So personally, I'm probably going to take it apart to reapply thermals and stuff like that. I'm kind of like on the fence about it because of warranty. Like it's still under warranty. It's brand new card, not brand new, but probably like 4 months old at this point, or 3 months old, or whatever. But it's just those things, right? Like the 2070 runs relatively hot for a card that big, and a card that has a cooler as big as it is. So that makes me want to take it apart and reapply thermals on it. The 1080 seems to be doing the best out of all of them for me. But again, the whole purpose of the video is to just kind of give you guys a PSA to be aware and keep your cards alive, especially your mining. Yeah, they get hot. The thermals get hot. The thermals get worn out faster because they get hotter faster. So, yeah, just friendly reminder. Reapply thermals. Save your cards. Keep them alive, especially right now in this market. You want your cards to live as long as possible. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Everybody, happy mining.